I've had kind of a frustrating afternoon because I've got some insurance registration stuff that's messed up and I had nothing to do with it this time. Well, anyways, it's getting fixed. This is a sketchbook walkthrough of the Volo sketchbook. This one starts, I don't know if you can see that, but 6/8/2023. And I did all kinds of different things in here. I'm trying to concentrate more on color. Most of the art is going to be on the right side of the page, so I'm going to focus it this way. This is watercolor and also watercolor. This is Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2, but used as a watercolor. So I have my Neocolors. I chopped a bit off and I put them in this paint kit. And I still have the Neocolors, which I really love those. They're really great, but they're also fun as a paint. This is also Neocolor too. This robot. And some more robots. I was messing around with acrylic. This is that Rodgon the Artist tutorial that I was trying out. I kind of pre-painted a bunch of pages just to see how it would look, and then I did this horse for fun. And I'm going to be doing like a cartoony type comic next after I finish Apshire, and it's going to have, well, I'm thinking of having these kinds of sort of cartoon hands, and I did several pages of cartoon hands, like pages and pages of it. This was from the Matthias Adolfsson cartooning course. This is the comic I'd like to do next. I am not 100% on it yet, but I want to figure it out. They're like a cat rock and roll band called the Jujubes. This is gouache, believe it or not, but it's just on regular paper. And then this is stuff from the Matthias Adolfsson course. It's just kind of doodly type stuff. Until I got here where as you draw these tattoos and stuff. So I eventually came up with this character. I don't really like it that much. But I eventually got smart and I figured out, put your gouache on actual watercolor paper and then just glue it in. So this is also gouache. And this is gouache. You might recognize some of these from tutorials. Not tutorials that I did, other people's tutorials I was sort of painting along. This is gouache. This is from a course I took on Skillshare about learning how to paint and draw rocks, and boulders. So I've some pencils. This is just sort of a mixed media. Oh, this is colored pencil actually. Yeah, this is colored pencil, I think. Yes, you know what this is? This is these are my Kohinoor Magic pencils. They're the ones that are multicolored, so they've got lots of texture in them. This is colored pencil as well. And this is colored pencil. This is where I started getting really nice borders and taping everything down. This is colored pencil, not my favorite. This is colored pencil too. This is gouache, and you can see it's kind of a paste in. From a tutorial. This is another gouache. This is very messy, but I really enjoyed making. This is from that Matthias Adolfsson course, and it was about just doing like some isometric. It's not really perspective. Isometric is a type of thing. And then also, this is also from the same course, and this is a 2-point perspective, but it's or is this 1 point? That might be 1 point, but it's watercolored in. More gouache. This is me goofing around. I did some paper dolls. I still want to do more with the people. I want to do the kind that have the hinged arms and legs. I think that might be fun. Don't remember. I think this is watercolor. Definitely colored pencil. Just some ink, just drawing here. This is oil pastel. I did this on stream, and I think it came out okay. I didn't like it at the time, but I think it came out better than I thought. This one is also oil pastel, and I don't like this one. I think it's got problems. But, you know, it's held up okay. It looks like a giraffe, but it's supposed to be a dragon. This is colored pencil. And this is colored pencil. I quite like this one. This one came out really good. I don't know if you can see it. There's lots of subtlety and texture in both of these. This is gouache. That's actually an original painting for once, where I didn't follow a tutorial. This one is... This is very mixed media, so it's got gel crayon, marker, colored pencil. It's got everything in it. This one is, believe it or not, this is pastel pencil. So the chalky, soft pastel, but it's in pencils. Definitely colored pencil. This is a Cecropia moth. I can't remember what kind of moth this is, but they're red and they have this amazing pattern on them. This is watercolor. Just doing some cutesy stuff. This is from a kawaii cute course that I took on Skillshare, I think. No, I'm still in it. I'm actually still in it. It's on Domestika. This is from the Rocks course that I took, just an exercise. Still from the Rocks course. This is just watercolor. This is from a picture of the day over at the Adventures in Comic Making Gilded server. This is also from picture of the day, but you won't find the picture that this matches to because I kept changing it up. This is Dragon Empress Barbie, which I found a picture of, and so I just did it in ink. I could have probably inked this in. This is waterproof ink, so I could, watercolor at some point, but I decided not to. These are Koidor Magic pencils, and it's a soft focus style. There's no holding lines on it. I don't know if you can see it. And I think this is from like an Easter, like one of those Paz Easter sets or something. But it's an interesting style to do. This colored pencil, I think she looks cross-eyed. Looks a little weird. This is definitely mixed media. It's got marker, and it's also got those gel crayons for the background. This is colored pencil. I love the background on this, the purple and blue. It came out like this unexpectedly. I mean, I was putting blue and red in the colored pencil, but when I put the solvent in there, it just did this amazing wash. This is from the Kawaii course where you have to come up with a character. So this is just my notes, and you can't really see it, but he's over here on the left. This is my character, and this is one of the enemy guys, one of these newts, and this is where I was trying to come up with different ideas for how he was going to look. I settled on this one in the middle, although originally he was going to look like this one up in the upper left. A lot of times you can find some interesting things through iteration. There's more of the newts that are done with marker. Is that marker? And then there he is in Kid, Bunga, and Bronk. This is marker, but the outline, the orange outline, and it's a brilliant bright orange outline. I don't know if I can turn the light on if it matter. I'm gonna leave it off. This is gel crayon. This is a bit subtle. The colors on this are a bit subtle, but it's colored pencil. And this is mixed media with a stencil, and I drew the character, I invented the character. So it's combined watercolor, colored pencil, gel crayon. This is gouache. This was kind of a doomed painting that I did. It came out okay. There's another gouache. Coco the Clown. There's another gouache. This is from a picture that Evan, Rocket Ship Evan, Mr. Handsome himself, posted from Just Beyond. But I don't think I really captured the character as it was presented. But I did my best, to try and do a character in gouache, which I'm not very good at. This is more gouache, but I did a ink outline. And these are oil pastel. And these were really quick, and they were a lot of fun. Really, the most fun for me was figuring out what a subject. These are figs. What's a good subject to do, and how to do it in a simple way. With oil pastel is, for me, it's very messy, and these have I've sprayed it with Cassane, if you know what Cassane is, or Degas fixative, which is appropriate for oil pastel. I don't know if you can see that. So it actually does work. So I did a couple of these. I did this one too. This is oil pastel as well. And then I did this one, which is also oil pastel. And, once again, I can't emphasize enough using the tape to get these nice borders when you're working with some of the messier mediums, because it really does kind of constrain it and put a thing on there. So this is the thing I'm getting into lately, which is I want to do these pop-up things. So let me put them up here. This is not done very well. It's the first one I did. Let me put them all together. If I had done this correctly, as soon as you lift the flap, everything should pop up automatically. And I could attach sort of ligaments to it and make it kind of all work. And since I've created this, I've actually figured out how to do it. So this is a pop-up. And then this is the final page, which is just pencil and a little bit of ink in there for places I wanted to get darker. And it was finished last night, 7/31/2023. Now, on the subject of the pop-ups, I actually have a couple of pop-ups here that I've figured out. So I just want to show them off because I want to actually make some of these. Here's the first one I did, and it's actually done with Scotch tape. And this one actually works correctly when you open it up. The figure is popped up, and then we would, presumably paint the background, and this would be kind of pasted into the book. But the engineering has to be correct to get the thing to pop up. That's the tough part. So I did this one, and then from that one I kind of designed this one, which is a little dragon that pops up, and he pops up correctly. He's up above, and you can do all kinds of things with him, but he's missing a tail, so I got to figure out how to do this while still giving him a tail. The other thing I don't like about this one is the wings stick out when I do it, but I could make a bigger base and eliminate that problem, or make the wings smaller or point them backwards or something like that, but it's just something for me to work out in the engineering. These things, they're tough because not only have to do the art, you have to design them as well. And then this one is, whoops, it goes this way. This is very simple. Ta-da, it pops up and it's a little dinosaur and a tree. And then the only problem is this thing in the back. This is the muscle that powers the pop-up. But I just left it as a blank piece of paper. This could be a volcano, or it could be some kind of backdrop, in an ideal world. That's how we would want it to work. But I've got to plan it out a little bit better. Like I said, these are just kind of mock-ups or drafts of something I want to do eventually. And I think I want to do maybe even a whole small sketchbook of just pop-ups, because they were a lot of fun to do. I want to say that the inspiration for these is the Dee Dee Willingham's channel, where she was showing, I think it was a Fairyland pop-up book, which I thought was really cool, and she was just walking through it. Anyways, that's the Volo sketchbook. Stay tuned. There'll be more sketchbook walkthroughs, more comics every day, and just all around more art going on all the time. All right, talk to you later.